Good day, everyone. Today, we will discuss all about the Module 6, Social Literacy. So the reporter for this topic will be Ms. Ledilie Bayarcal, Mr. Jared M. Agoylo, and Mr. Rico G. Cabo. And now, let's proceed to the learning outcomes. So first, define social literacy. Second, discuss social skills, their impact, and strategies for improvement. Third, we have describe an emotionally intelligent person. Fourth, present ways for enhancing people's skills. Fifth, identify ways on how to integrate social literacy in the lesson. Sixth, draw relevant life lessons and significant values from personal experience on practicing social literacy. Seventh, analyze research abstract on social literacy and its implication to the teaching-learning process. And last, we have design an instructional material that can be used in integrating social literacy in a related discipline. The school is a social institution established for the contemplation of reality in a profound, personal, informal, and unstructured way. Teachers facilitate learning, teach students, and model certain types of acceptable behavior while developing them in all aspects like academically, physically, emotionally, and socially. In performing such tasks, teachers also relate to parents and other stakeholders. That is why understanding and attaining social literacy is imperative among them. To discuss further about social literacy, may I call in Mr. Jared M. Agoylo.
Social literacy. It entails the development of social skills, knowledge, and positive human values toward desire and ability in human beings to act and react positively and responsibly in a wide range of complex social settings. So in school, it can be demonstrated by teachers in dealing with their superiors, colleagues, parents, students, and others. While the students, by the way of interaction and interrelation with the surroundings around them. Their peers, media, and political influencers, technology agents, religious groups, school staff, family members, and others. So next is social skills. So social skills are aspect of social literacy, an integral part of functioning in society. It involves good manners, communicating effectively with others, being considerate of others' feelings, and expressing personal needs. Are also important in schools because they help build, maintain, and grow relationships of students with classmates, peers, colleagues, parents, students, and others. This can be attained through, first, gaining ideas, information, techniques, and perspective from people with different areas of expertise. Second, providing their own perspective for the benefit of others. The third is accomplishing tasks and working together toward shared goals. The fourth is providing mutual support for difficult situations. Fifth is expanding network to learn about and pursue new opportunities. The sixth is gaining feedback and referrals from people who can personally attest to work, skills, and qualities. Seven is making the school truly a healthy and conductive learning environment. Is types of social skills. There are types of social skills that teachers can demonstrate among students to attain a harmonious relationship with them. First is effective communication. Effective communication, it is the ability to communicate effectively and share thoughts and ideas with the students through group conversations, discussions, and others. The second is conflict resolution. It is the ability to get to the source of the problem and find a workable solution by weighing both sides from those involved with the goal of meditating for reconciliation. Number three is active listening. Active listening, it is the ability to pay close attention to a student in times of counseling, introspection, and consultation. Number four is empathy. It is the ability to understand and identify the feelings of student in times of difficulty and trouble. The next is relationship management. It is the ability to maintain relationships and build key connections with the school stakeholders for the student's development. The next is respect. It can be done by knowing when to initiate communication and respond during interactions or even in times of heated arguments and confrontations. The next is problem-solving skills. This involves seeking help, making effective decisions, and accepting consequences to derive better solutions to the problem. Last is interpersonal skills. These include the abilities of sharing, joining activities, asking for permissions, and waiting for one's turn in every facet of school undertakings. Is improving social skills. So, social skills can be improved by focusing on sustaining desirable attitude and eliminating those undesirable ones through modeling, role-playing, and performance feedback mechanism. So, in addition, one may consider maintaining eye contact. Second is using proper body language. Next is knowing the difference between being assertive and being aggressive. Next is selecting effective communications channel. Next is being flexible. Next is accepting criticism without being defensive. Next is remaining positive at all times. And lastly is being teachable and a good student in the most instances. Other ways that may help. First is behave as social person. Second is start small if necessary. The third is ask open-minded questions. Fourth is encourage others to talk about themselves. The next is create goals for yourself. Next is offer compliments generously. 7 is read books about social skills. 8 is practice good manners. The ninth is pay attention to your body language. The 10th is join a social skills support group. 11 is stay update on current events, and lastly, identify and replace negative thoughts. Impact of social skills. Possessing social skills results to first is better relationship. Second is better communication. Third is greater efficiency. Fourth is advanced career prospect, and lastly is increased overall happiness. Next is emotional intelligence, EQ. So emotional intelligence can bring out maintaining a healthy and purposeful relationship with others that may best deficit a social literate person. So according to Goldman 1996, uh, emotional quotient defines the ability to recognize, understand, and manage own emotions. And second is recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. So it is being aware that emotions can drive behavior and impact people positively and negatively, and learning how to manage those emotions, both one's own and others when under pressure, especially in times of giving and receiving feedbacks. Next is meeting tight deadlines. Next is dealing with challenging relationships. Next is not having enough resources. Next is dealing with change. And lastly, experiencing setbacks and failures.
So the next topic is all about strategies for enhancing emotional intelligence. Strategy is think about feelings. A person has to be sensitive to one's and other feelings to come up with the right manner of approach or appropriate response. For example, a teacher should be aware of his or her student's background or situation that may trigger negative emotions. In that case, he or she would know the right approach when dealing with sensitive issues in class. Second, we have pause. It's about taking a moment to stop and think before doing anything to refrain from resorting to an unsound decision at the height of anger. For example, at the peak of anger with a student who commits violations, a teacher may gently pause for a while and take a moment of silence to rethink and cool down before jumping to any decision in order to avoid untoward consequences. Third strategy is strive to control one's thoughts. Controlling the reaction to emotions by focusing on one's thoughts is harmony with goals and values. For example, instead of overreacting to a certain incident or situation in class, try to control negative thoughts to see a myriad of colors at the end of the rainbow among students. As such, try to find beauty in all things despite not so good circumstances that may happen. Fourth strategy is benefits from criticism. Criticism, even not delivered in a favorable way, is an opportunity to learn and it gives idea on how others think about you. For example, when a senior teachers give a negative feedback on your work, instead of taking it personally against him or her, gratefully accept it with humility and appreciation. Just think that it is for your improvement. So fifth, we have show authenticity. This is saying what we mean with what we say, and we have to stick on to our values and principles. For example, in time of confronting with parents, as teachers, we should daily express our sides with respect and sincerity while consistently upholding to the principle and truth behind the issues in order to avoid resorting to heated arguments and conflict at the end. Sixth, we have demonstrate empathy. Whenever we show empathy to others, such as understanding their thoughts and feelings, we can easily establish a connection with them. As teachers, we should reach out to students who are in their worst situations and try to understand them and feel as if we were in the same boat. Seventh, we have praise others. This is by way of acknowledging and appreciating others toward attaining self-fulfillment and building trust. For example, teachers should give acknowledgement and praise to students for their deeds that are worth commending. Eight, we have give helpful feedback. Although negative feedback may hurt one's feelings, at some point it can be turned constructive for one's improvement. For example, when we receive negative feedback from our superiors, we have to take it as a challenge towards becoming a better and stronger person. Ninth, we have apologize. Saying sorry demonstrate humility, a quality that will naturally win others as you value the relationship more than the ego. For example, whenever we commit mistakes in teaching, Whether big or small, there is nothing to lose when we apologize. Even at times, doing it may seem to be very difficult. And we have forgive and forget. Forgiving and forgetting prevent others from holding emotions and allowing one to move forward. For example, when a student or a colleague hurts us, we should be ready to forgive and let go the pain that somehow caused us. 11. Keep our commitments. The habit of keeping one's word in things, either big or small, develops a strong reputation for reliability and trustworthiness. For example, when we are given tasks in school, make sure that we commit ourselves, our time and effort into it. Remember, opportunities may come only once. Grab every opportunity that may come along our way or it may never come again. 12, we have help others. One way to positively win others is through helping them because listening to and helping them can build trust and inspire them to follow. For example, in every school activity, we have to find ways to help others accomplish their task successfully. In return, they will be grateful to us. Lastly, we have protect ourselves from emotional sabotage. This is being wise enough in protecting ourselves when others attempt to manipulate our emotions for personal sake. For example, when we feel that someone has been excessively or wrongly controlling our actions, feelings, and decisions in school, stop in any right way but subtle, courteous way possible. Next topic, we have recommended tools in enhancing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence can be enhanced in school with the help of tools and strategies. So next, we have the recommended tools in enhancing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence can be enhanced in school with the help of the following tools and strategies. So first, we have emotional literacy workshop. This will help teachers to communicate with students, recognize and manage emotions, and increase self-awareness. Second, we have Emotional Literacy Museum. It is a self-directed learning experience that teaches about the physiology of emotions, emotional regulation, and emotional literacy. Third, we have Mixed Emotions cards. It is a beautiful deck of tarot-like cards of feelings. Fourth, we have E-motion cards. It is an evocative, playful moon phase illustration of emotions, or an open-ended without labels. Fifth, we have biodots. It is a simple reminder that emotions are part of our physiology. Sixth, we have bingo emotions. It is typically a classic bingo game played with emotions. Seventh, we have feeling faces. These are photos of real people and data about how surveys respondents evaluated each pictures. 8. We have 6 seconds emotional intelligence assessment. It provides feedbacks about the way one uses EQ and how to improve in this area. 9th, we have the zoo, animal workshop. It is an activity that intends to imitate an animal behavior and gesture that ends with reflection and group sharing. 10th, we have face workshop. It is an activity in which partners face each other while showing different facial expressions and qualities that end with reflections. 11, we have the machine transformer. So participants in groups have to transform into an assigned machine or vehicle, of which each member shall comprise different parts, deemed essentials and equally important that usually ends up with interactions and reflections. 12, we have tower building groups. So this will be tasked to build a tower using pop sticks and straws. Next, we have number 13, build me a house. The participants in group will be tasked to build a house using any available materials around them. The goal is to make the strongest house. Then, the facilitator will suddenly destroy the house made by the group and observe the members' emotions and reactions and let them express their feelings and thoughts. So at the end, each one will draw realizations, lessons, and values for reflection. Next, we have number 14, internalization activity. This is an activity that helps participants to reflect on the narration of the facilitator with a background music in a dim and candle-lighted room. Everyone can express his or her emotions and feelings of resentment, remorse, agony, disappointment, and sadness. Lastly, we have mirroring and unmasking activity. So, in this activity, each participant shall prepare a piece of paper and put it at his or her back. In this circular formation, everyone has to write the person's negative attitude of the paper. Everyone will be given time to see those feedbacks and reflect on them while they are also giving a chance to express themselves. These negative feedbacks will be called masks to be torn off and burned at the end of the activity, and they will be lead to a prayer to self-renewal and rejuvenation. Characteristics of an emotionally intelligent person by Connors 2018. So the following are indicators and manifestations of an emotionally intelligent person that have to be considered and demonstrated schools. So first we have empathy. Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing from within their frame of reference. So there are two types of empathy. First, we have the affective empathy, and second, we have the cognitive empathy or perspective talking. So the affective empathy refers to the sensation and feelings that one gets in response to others' emotion, including mirroring what the person is feeling or just feeling stressed when or he or she detects another's fears of anxiety. Next is the cognitive empathy, which means that re- to one's ability to identify and understand other people's emotions. Next, we have self-awareness. Self-awareness, it is the art of understanding oneself, recognizing the stimuli that he or she faces and preparing how to manage himself or herself both in a proactive and reactive manner. Next, we have curiosity. It is one's willingness to learn and improve. When one is curious, he or she is passionate, and therefore, he or she is driven to desire to be at his or her best. Fourth, we have analytic mind. It pertains to being critical thinker that analyzes and processes all new information that comes his or her way and see if they can extract way to improve. Next, we have belief. It is the power of believing in oneself, both of present and the future. It is a matter of affirming that people and things, it's one's life happens for a reason, and that everything will ultimately turn out to be good. Sixth, we have needs and wants. It is something to discern between things that one needs versus things that he or she just wants and establishing needs prior to fulfilling wants. Next, we have passion. It is the natural desire, instinct, drive, ambition, and motivated love for a subject or someone. More so, It brings positive energy that helps sustain and inspire one to keep going. 8. We have optimism. It is about maintaining a positive attitude that may increase one's opportunities, improve relationships, and think clearly and constructively. 9th, we have adaptability. It is an important recognition and ability to make or remake decisions in one's best interest. It is also determining when to continue his or her course or when it is the time for a change. Lastly, we have desire to help others succeed. It is becoming interested and appreciative of the success and achievements of others. Let's help others to succeed.
The next topic is all about people skills. Like emotional intelligence and social skills, people skills have been widely used in demonstrating social and literacy at home, in school, or anywhere that a person may be. According to Wikipedia, people skills are patterns of behavior and behavioral interactions. For Thompson, 2009, this is an area of exploration about how a person behaves and how he or she is perceived, irrespective of his, her thinking and feeling. Honey, 2001, defines it as the dy- dynamics between personal ecology and its function with other people's personality styles in numerous environment. On the other hand, people skills are tools used to communicate and interact effectively with others. Therefore, individuals with strong people skills are able to predict behavior, relate to others, and socialize easily. People skills can be defined in three sets of abilities. First is personal effectiveness, or about how one comes across with others. Number two is interaction ability, or how well one predicts and decodes behavior. And number three is interest easily, or ability to lead, influence, and build bridges between people. In general, Portland Business Journal describe people skills as ability to effectively communicate, understand, and emphasize. Number two is ability to interact with others respectfully and develop productive working relationship to minimize conflict and maximize rapport. Number three is ability to build sincerity and trust, moderate behaviors, and enhance agreeableness. Then, in general, people skills are an essential part of work, life, and social success. When one has strong people skills, he or she is able to, number one is speech him or herself. Two is overcome social anxiety. Number three is communicate ideas. And number four is influence other positively. Strategies in obtaining good people skills. McCary 2019 presents the following strategies in maintaining good people skills, which are essential in a meaningful, joyful, and purpose-driven life that teachers also need to know. First is good communication skills. Strong people skill in the communication area include the ability to take in information, clarity, comments, and participate in effective verbal and written exchanges. Number two is conflict resolution skills. Having ability to mediate disputes and resolve conflict among others in an important personal and professional skill. Number three is the value of patience. Patience is an exceptional people skills that is valuable in every profession. Then number four is tolerance, and understanding. Having a tolerance and understanding for the differences, of others lead to success. Tolerant people have the ability to accept differences. And in general, there are 5 A's important people skills, namely acceptance, number 2 is appreciation, number 3 is approval, number 4 is admiration, and number 5 is attention. 10 essential people skills to succeed. The following is the list of soft skills for one's self-reflection and examination. First is being socially assertive. Social assertiveness is essential for conserving social energy in the right ways. Number 2 is crafting a memorable presence. People with great presence take it easy in making connection and extremely good at rapport building. Number 3 is mastering communication. This is knowing how to present one's soft and in turn gets one's message across. Number 4 is sustaining lasting confidence. People who can sustain lasting confidence, are able to conquer their shyness, avoid awkwardness, and gets through their anxiety or overcome any nervous tendencies. Number 5 is being an excellent conversationalist. This is essential in communicating and interacting with others. Then number 6 is being highly likable. Likability is an important facet of trust by through being authentic or genuine with their true selves. Number 7 is being exceptional at decoding emotions. People who are good at reading people are exceptionally strong at knowing how others think and feel. Number 8, pitching ideas. Pitching is a very important people skills because it happens all the three I mean all the three time when one is asked for higher opinion and in introducing himself herself. Number 9 is being charismatic. Charismatic is the perfect blend of two essential people skills traits such as warmth and con- competence. Number 10 is people and influential leaders in both personal, social, and professional life are able to gain camaraderie, emotional literacy into the curriculum. School that wants to teach socio-emotional learning but confined with classroom times can take a social, emotional, and moral inventory of what students are currently learning by involving. First is a person's emotional life. Number 2 is an ethical dilemma. Number 3 is a situation calling for compassion. Number 4 is a societal challenge. Number 5 is the ethical use of knowledge. And number 6 is cross-group interaction. And lastly is an implicit pro- proportional concept. By integrating social literacy in the curriculum, content teachers do not only give students, opportunities to practice their social emotional skills, but also show them how individual these skills are in their daily lives. Hence, reviewing con- curricula through social, emotional, and moral lens is like a habit of mind that the more it is done, the easier it gets. Obviously, the greatest benefits of teaching lessons like this is that students can begin to examine their education, their decisions, their interests, and their relationships through this lens, while helping them cultivate a more true, truthful and discerning approach to life.